But lawyer, you know, a lot of people are scared, knowing very well, sir, make okay, nipa no ever for police. Now, yes, I'm a bomb. That fear is there.
Thank you. It is very true. Let me tell you about experience I had with a friend. Yeah, sebi you nominate your chromophone. You can someone sebi you tafrak check enimsa. Say, oko lawyer is what called Dr. Honum. So uti yo ya na ko catch doctor so yem na yo ya edro be mo du bone ama uti na da so enti say wo immigration issue lawyer de okono ho ene no ko kasa pe ye free be confidentiality. The moment the lawyer opens the door for you to sit down, everything you tell an attorney is in confidence. No attorney will call immigration on you. Whether you hide them or you do not, whether you retain them or you don't retain them, whether they take your case or they don't take your case, they are under obligation, what we call professional responsibility, rules of their state, or whatever they practice, they are authorized to practice, to keep client or prospective client information confidential. So lawyer, the only kasa don't have problem, don't worry about so biwak of flowing. Now when you make your chrome for and say you are not under obligation. So call for immigration ma obia no wa American immigration say what they were doing you be citizen na kone friend crofo a omuni nkrata yenya sana en ye fe immigration man crofo. You are not under obligation. If you are not under obligation to do something, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not part of the reason you became a citizen. Do not do it. And no, it's not your obligation to do that. That is a federal work. As a matter of fact, and immigration, state police, they were not able to do that. They weren't able to do that kind. But none and the police need pull over for immigration. Laws and that's first, it's only a federal. USCIS ne ice for an 18 years.
Wow. Sometimes we hear these stories. You see a Ghanaian brother reporting another Ghanaian to the police for that person to be deported. And sometimes you hear, especially West African community, we hear some of these stories almost on a daily basis. So it is not an obligation for any person to report somebody whose documents are not intact to the police.
Yes, Mami clarify ikakra. You are not under obligation to unless you sense there's a human trafficking involved. Okay. If there's human trafficking, anything that had to do with affecting human rights, human dignity, I want to clarify that. See. Okay. There's a lot of trafficking also going on. Oof, sense you're suspicious, said this individual, but you're okay. So when you and your obligation, the person is committing no crime, he just violated immigration laws and immigration process now, taking a course. That's not your job. But if you sense that somebody's life is in danger, okay, somebody has been trafficked. Be enough for random now is under destitute or kind of way of slavery because what nipana boom there of course every one of us supposed to do our diligent duty to call on somebody what should be I want to mean protecting herself it be a collaborative say the near me they underserve it to me be free Dubai near the of course we need to get the law enforcement involved to help them out. That is so I want to clarify that you are not under obligation to just so need papers not for immigration. That is not your job. Okay. You don't work with immigration office.
It's not your job to call the police on someone who don't have complete documents living in.
You are not, but not your job. That means you are not under obligation. The law don't oblige you to do that. Yes. But then when it comes to human trafficking, of course, we are fighting against human trafficking and destitute, those kind of things there. We need to get the law enforcement involved.
Okay, so anytime you sense danger, you think
yes, danger, personal life is in danger. Yes,
then you have to call the police.
Yes, okay. We need to call police.
Great. Great. Lawyer, let me zoom into this particular area. When somebody living here in the States, say you're going to marry the person, because sometimes people pretend to fall in love and all that. Immediately they get the documentation. Is that it? Then you see, the same fellow who claimed to be in love now showing abusive attitude towards any partner, like the person through whom I'm tuning in the documentation. Or no, pay attention. The person does not pay attention. If it's a woman, does not pay attention to the woman anymore. If it's a man, does not pay attention to the man anymore. Then begins to have extramarital affair because now they are married. What is the state of the law concerning such a situation? Does it mean say immediately you get your documentation? That is it, or there is a condition?
Thank you. There is a condition, and it here for Muntie. So ko dada obi baba na so obi bema say me ware opa and really I ware true bona fide. Now you paper we no face when your paper and what I know of
blending. Lawyer Pacho we dey kabro for mami. We
kabro. Yo, so if the beginning you are able to convince a citizen of United States, whether a man or female, and you are married and it's a bona fide marriage, and after you receive your documentation, you receive your green card, you begin. So if a person become abusive, that is a whole different area of law, had nothing to do with immigration. Mm-hmm. When you abuse someone, that the law of the law of the state had to take its course. Okay, a police had to come in to intervene. Mm-hmm. And two, if you do that and the person, either the woman or the man, file for divorce, there's a clause. When time for you to file for citizenship, you will have to explain why the divorce. Sometimes, and most of the time, the immigration, they investigate before you are granted citizenship. They will get in touch with the person you maltreated. And if you deceive the person will report to immigration it was out of deception. And all the false treatment you treated them. We need to be careful. If you marry somebody out of good faith, keep that good faith. Don't get the papers and become an abusive husband or an abusive wife. When that happens, during the process of citizenship, you can be in trouble. And always we have to understand, green card can always be revoked. Getting green card is not the end of the world. It can be revoked. Even citizenship can be revoked. That's a higher standard. So I'm not going to go there. But green card can be revoked. If you receive the green card and the person you married, you put them through hell. And they call immigration and said, okay, I changed my mind. I think this marriage was fraud. They have to be able to prove that. Immigration will investigate and your intention will lay bare and they can revoke your green card. So you need to be careful. If it is like I said, as a lawyer, I'm under obligation to tell you the law, not the sham and the stuff that people go through. So I'm telling you, if your thing is a bona fide, you marry in good faith, keep that way. Where things changes, our yes say, immigration papers say, but if it is clear, it is a clear, convincing evidence that after you get the papers, you are treating the woman or the man this way, that way, and that individual going through that is able to prove that, they will revoke your green card. They would say it was based on fraud. You will have to meet that burden of saying it was not fraud. Things change, and you have to prove that, and it's a very difficult burden to overcome. I hope I answered the question.
Yes. So in simple terms, if you think you do not love a man or a woman, that will fast forward to marriage, but you are doing it with the blind side of the person, knowing very well it is because of documentation. Do not think getting the documents is the end. Immediately you file for divorce, your card can be revoked.
Your card can be revoked if those fraudulent things come to bear. Let me clarify that. If those come to bear to the immigration, to USCIS, they will revoke your card. As a matter of fact, there is a case. So right now, I don't do removals anymore because now I work for the county as an assistant prosecuting attorney. So I don't do that's why you put former there. I don't do removals. But there is a case somebody brought to my attention. I had to refer them out, where the person was married. They have a child. It was a bona fide marriage. Okay. And they start having problems after they marry. They have a child who is older. And he went to file for citizenship. Guess what? They deny him the citizenship. The next time they send a remover, something we call NTA, notice of appearance, which means USCIS has sent him notice. I just say you're born to do the charges. So I'm remembering no immigration court. And this person has been married for more than 12 years. And they've been divorced for more than 5 years. But some things have come to bear to the immigration. As I say, he has to go to the court to answer, say, okay, in the papers, it was not based on fraud. On your banner, careful.